guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video I'm going to tell you about what were you thinking in the past when you were leaving your body in your past life, and what were you thinking, because our next life and our next journey is highly dependent upon what were our thought process when we were leaving the body in the past. Okay, as Lord Shiva always says that the moment the soul has to leave the body is a very precious moment and a very important moment, no matter how much bad karmas the soul has done in the past. If at the time of leaving the body, if the soul remembers God, if the soul prays God, or anyhow just remembers God, then in that case the soul gets moksha, or is freed, or is released from all the bad karmas, and God fulfills all the wishes of the soul. Okay, so the moment of leaving the body is very important. Okay, now whatever you were thinking, okay, your next life will be highly dependent upon that. For example, if you think about your pet animal, or any animal, so quite possible that in next life you may get the animal form, because you were thinking about animal. So there are chances of like that. So that's why when we leave the body, always remember, at the time of your death, no matter what, always remember God. Okay, and just believe that whatever is your next wish for the next life should be fulfilled by God. Okay, believe that God will fulfill your wishes, your dreams, whatever you have in your heart. If you don't want to get moksha, if you want to take rebirth, then also just remember God, because God knows what every soul desires. So remembering God doesn't mean that you will get moksha straight away. It also means that if you have any other desire, you can take birth and God will definitely fulfill it. So no matter what, always think about God. So now the thing is that what were you thinking in the past while leaving the body? So in the birth chart, basically the moon's placement tell you about what were your thought process, what you were thinking, what was in your mind, and what was the state of your mind at the time of leaving the body. Okay, although I do agree that it depends upon our whole karma, but the more it depends upon our thinking at the time of the death. Okay, now you have to see in the chart your moon's placement, which sign it is placed, which nakshatra it is placed, and the conjunctions and aspect, and also do consider Krishna Paksha and Shukla Paksha. Okay, it will tell you about the state of your moon and what were you thinking in the past. Also consider all the aspects it is getting, and conjunctions, the sign and the house. So if you want to know exactly what you were thinking in the past, okay, so it will tell you about this thing. And also do see the dispositor of the moon, where it is placed. Other thing that you can see, like what were you thinking, what were your desires. So for seeing the desires, you can see which house is actually getting the more influence, like which is the house which many planets, or more than 2 or 3 planets are influencing or aspecting. Okay, so your desires can be known from that particular thing. For example, if many planets are aspecting your 7th house, so it means that your desire in the past was to have relationship, or was to deal with the relationship matters. Okay, so that's why whatever you were thinking while leaving the body in the past, your whole life will be dependent upon that. Okay, no matter the karma of the past will come up, but the theme of the life the way you're going to live the life will be highly dependent upon the moon's position. Okay, if I talk about myself, my moon is in 8th house in the Capricorn sign. So, what do you think I was thinking in the past? As it is in the 8th house, so my feelings were not really good, and my state of mind was not really good. I was very depressed. I was not ready to leave the body. So being in the Capricorn in the Saturn sign and in the 8th house shows like I was also thinking I could have helped people, I could have more been a nice person, and I could have more controlled my emotions and thoughts because Saturn is placed in the Pisces sign and it is retrograde. So it shows that I wanted to start everything from the beginning, because retrograde planet shows going back in the past. So I wanted to that situations to occur again so that I can resolve it and it can satisfy my soul. So it was my like desire, my state of mind at the time of leaving the body. Now, for example, your moon is placed in the Aries sign. Okay, so you need to see first of all where the disposer is placed in the conjunction and aspects. But now if you talk about what generally you were thinking, so basically you were thinking like you want to live the life again. You should become more confident and more fast paced. You wanted to have that confidence. You were thinking like I could have started everything from the beginning, and the mistakes that I made in the past should be corrected. Okay, and you were also not very silent in the past. Your mind was very restless because Aries is a movable and the first sign, and it also shows that you need to see the dispositor. If dispositor is well placed, then it shows that your thought process was clean and you were leaving the body very peacefully. If Mars is afflicted, then it shows that while leaving the body, your state of mind was not really good. You had suffered. Okay, so you have to see the Mars placement. But the main thing that you were wanting in the past was to start everything from the beginning, to become more confident, to become more independent, and to become very furious, and also to have a bit of anger. Like some people don't have anger and fighting ability, so you were also willing to have that fighting ability and also and some kind of anger so that you are able to live in this world. Now, if it's in Taurus, so in Taurus, it shows that you were having a very balanced kind of mind, and you left the body peacefully. If like moon is in Kendra houses, unafflicted, or moon is in the Trikona houses, not in those Thana houses, then it can show that the state of mind was really good. If it's in 12th house, it can also show that you were in the hospital when you died, or you were sick. In the 6th house also it can show like you were sick while you died. So we have to see the houses as well. Basically, having moon in the Taurus shows good karma, and it shows that you left the body peacefully. You were quite peaceful. Also, it shows that your mind was thinking about family, your mind was thinking about wealth. So this can also be known. You also need to see the house. For example, if it's placed in the Dustan like 8th house, so you were very much obsessed about your family while leaving the body, and you were not willing to leave the body. Okay, you were very much attached to your family and wealth. So that's why I see the house placement as well. Now, if it's in Gemini, well placed, so it shows that you left the body very peacefully, but somewhere you were wanting to have that enjoyment and be like a child. Probably in the past life, you were a person who was very much strict or very much bound by duties. So you wanted were thinking like I should have got the chance to enjoy my life or to pursue my hobby. Okay, if it's in Ardra, then the state of mind was really not good. Like storm was going inside your mind, and you were really having that kind of thought. For you may also had been murdered in the past or something like that, but the thought process was really not clean. In Riksha, you were probably wanting to have a good relationship with people and to become a good person, to become energized person, and to become a confident person, a jolly person, a happy person. Okay, if it's not well placed, then it can show the stormy thoughts or the state of mind was really not good. Probably you were thinking about your children, or you were very much attached to your hobbies or something like that. If in Cancer, so while leaving the body, you were very emotional, and you were really not willing to leave the body because it's an emotional sign. So you were feeling very emotional, and you were remembering your days of the life that you have that you were remembering the days of the life that you had spent with your family in that life. You were missing that moments, and you were really wanting to have it again. Quite emotional thoughts, very pure thoughts were coming in your mind. Okay, like if it's in third house, we can say for children, you were feeling like that. Okay, so also need to see the moon's position. If it's in the Leo sign, then it shows that in the past you were really wanting to have that authority and responsibility, and you were feeling like in my life I didn't achieve something equal to my talent, which I deserved. So this kind of thought may come in your mind, which may really disturb you, like. You are really wanting to pursue your hobby, to pursue your career in creativity, or to have the authority, to have the responsibility, to have that high position. Okay, this was really your thought in the past. And it also, if it's afflicted or not well placed in the Dusthana house, in the Divasana house, it may also show that you were thinking of your status, you were thinking about your position, and you were not willing to leave the body. Okay, because you were too much attached with all these stuffs. Okay. If it's in Virgo, so it shows that your mind was really sick. Maybe you were in the hospital or really sick while you died, and you were really begging to be relieved from the sickness, and also your mind was thinking of revenge or thinking about your enemies. You were really wanting to have the desire to deal with the obstacles, deal with the enemies, and to have a better life ahead. So you were really wanting to have the chance for dealing with the enemies, and to sort that all the matters, the unresolved matters of the past should be resolved. You were just thinking about it. Okay, if it's in Libra, it shows that your mind was really peaceful, and you were thinking about love, and you were thinking about having a balance in the life. Okay, somewhere balance was missed. So you were wanting to have the balance in your life. Okay, and you were thinking like I should have lived my life more peacefully with love, but there was no love in my life, so I would have lived my life with love. Okay, so you were thinking about love. Now if it's not well placed, it may show attachment, and you were not really willing to leave the body. Okay, or you may have died because of some issue like murder or something like that. Somebody would have killed you. If it's in Scorpio, which is really a very terrible sign, which is extreme sign and shows extreme emotions. So it shows that the thought process was really not clean in the past. Maybe you were thinking about revenge, or negative thoughts were really there in your mind while dying. and the thoughts were really not good. Okay, and you were having a very weak mental state that time when you were leaving the body. Okay, so it shows that particular thing. If moon is well placed, then it shows also that you may have lived a life of spirituality, of tantra, mantra, or like black magic or occult mysticism, something like that was the theme of your life in the past. Okay, but no matter what, that weak emotions are always there. Moon is in the Sagittarius, so it shows that in the past life you were really thinking about God while leaving the body. Okay, you were thinking about the religion and principles, and you left the body really peacefully. Okay, so it shows this thing. Other things also depend upon the placement of Jupiter. If Jupiter is well placed, then the thought process was really clean and very sattvic, wanting to have a sattvic lifestyle. If Jupiter is afflicted, then it may show that the thought process was not good, or death didn't happen very peacefully, like somebody killed you or you died a natural death or something like that. Okay, if it's in the Capricorn, so it shows that in the past life you were thinking of other people, like about your position as well. If it's not well placed, it shows attachment towards your position. So you were just thinking about a position, about other people, about your wealth. Depending upon the sign is ruling, you were thinking about that particular thing in the past life while leaving the body in the Capricorn sign. But as a Saturn sign, so somewhere there was lack of emotions, like you were thinking that I was not loved the way I should have been loved. Okay, you were just thinking very emotional dissatisfaction was there in your mind while leaving the body. Okay, now if it's in Aquarius, so it shows that in the past you were wanting to have that kind of life so that you can help people. Okay, that was a desire that I could have more connected to people, and the thought process as a Saturn sign, so it was really not good. Your death may have happened like among many people, like in a crowd where a lot of people were there, like in a battlefield or something like that. Your death must have occurred in that position, and the thought process was not really clean, like you were stressed. Depending upon how Saturn is placed, it can show actually what were your desires while leaving the body. Okay, now if it's Pisces, so Pisces shows spiritual thoughts, and you left the body without attachments, and your spiritual soul spiritually developed, that happened peacefully depending upon this positor, and it was really a good life that you lived. You were kind of satisfied depending upon how it's placed. If it's not well placed, then emotional insecurity or emotional disturbance was there in the past. Okay, and this is carried forward. So by this way we need to see, you have to see conjunction aspect dispositor where it's placed, moon and moon's nakshatra, it will tell you, and the dignity of moon in the chart will tell you the thought process of the past life. Okay, and your whole theme of life will be dependent upon that. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please comment your views. Bye bye.